waiting for it to get a bit darker, to get the mode right. So, my name is Simon Marke Gran, and I work with Humanium Metal for Ian. And today I am very proud to speak on behalf of the versatile Humanium Metal network. And first of all, I would like to direct a thank you to CP and to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for giving us the opportunity to speak to you today. And what I would like to talk to you about today is transformation. I would like to walk you through an illustration on how powerful transformation can be and what kind of impact it could have on society. So what happens when you take something that is one of the humankind's darkest creations and you make it accessible for people to create something good, something with a meaning, something with a value? We reshape the use of a firearm and transforming a killing tool into life and purpose. We transform them into tools for art and creation, and that's how we believe that we can spread peace and foster a movement. So this is pretty much what we at Humane Metal do. We transform weapons and we invite survivors, communities, creators, brands, activists to co-create for change. And so far we have destroyed more than 12,000 weapons in 3 different continents. And this is transformation that saves lives. Transformation of weapons, transformation of minds, and transformation of societies. Everything linked together in a very circular model. But before I get started, let me just ask you, how many small arms and light weapons do you believe are out there in the world? Any guess? Correct, it's over 1 billion. 1 billion firearms. Do you know how many people on a daily basis that get shot and killed? Looking at you again. I'm not doing the math, but I'm going with my figures. It's more than 600 people. 600 people shot and killed, day in and day out. 2,000 more are shot and survive, often struggling with the lifelong disabilities and the mental burden that it carries. So this makes more than 1 person being shot, injured, or killed every minute, day in and day out. And it affects all of us. Like my football teammate who was shot to death by the age of 25. It affects the people of Buffalo who recently lost their loved ones. And it affects the people of El Salvador on a daily basis who needs to adjust their life to not become the next victims. So what we have is a global challenge, and what we need is global solutions. So wouldn't you then say that we're living in a global crisis? So we all gathered here today at CP, Stockholm, to discuss and be inspired on how we can move forward and transform this human security crisis that we're living in into an environment of peace. And Humane Metal is made out of weapons that have been destroyed with the purpose of creating art, stimulating innovation, spreading awareness, and to supporting communities affected by gun violence. And what you are seeing next to me is a tangible example of that. what transformation with Humanium Metal could look like. So this art piece, this dove, soon to be, is made with Humanium Metal. So here you can see the artist, Frank II, Scottish artist, and the entire transformation process that led melted scans to be transformed into this beautiful dove of peace, as you can see outside and very soon here. And the dove is a symbol of hope and resilience. It is for everyone that is being affected by gun violence. For those 2,600 people that are being shot on a daily basis. It is for their families and it is for their communities. And these are not just statistics, it's people. And I would like to share with you 2 stories out of these 2,600 people that get shot every day. And I would like to bring you to El Salvador, which is the origin of the Humane Metal initiative. El Salvador is a country of nearly 7 million people that are in direct need of peace, where daily killings and shooting do not make the international headlines. For example, the shooting that affected David and Aminta, survivors who are part of the Humanium Metal network and whose stories I here will share with you. Gun violence often comes unannounced. And in David's case, by the time he was a teenage boy in his early 20s today, he was walking home one night and he got shot in the back. And David was in the period of life where you're looking to the future with confidence. And the bullet hit David in the back, in his spine, and his dreams disappeared. And from his wheelchair, David experienced isolation, stigma. I just wanted to die, he often said. And David spent most of the time indoors without the psychosocial and physical support that he needed. Felt like a burden to his family and lived with a fear of being associated with gang violence by the society aside, with the stigma that it often entails in large parts of the world of being affected by gun violence. The David who said that he wanted to die, he has today transformed into someone who inspires others. Together with our partner, Redes Sobrevivientes, they was able to get the support that he needed, both psychosocially and physically. Today, David is a para-athlete and is aiming to the Paralympics. And today, he's an inspiration to me and to countless other people in El Salvador. I would like to share one more example of this transformation, and it's about Aminta, who lives in one of the poorest parts of El Salvador. Where she lives, it's ridden with gang violence and organized crime groups. They pretty much control every and each step of the inhabitants. Aminta was shot by an elusive bullet in a crossfire between gangs and police. Aminta was deeply traumatized, and she also suffers today from PTSD. Aminta and her mother, they were living alone together. Their financial situation didn't giving them the possibility to move from the area and not even be able to have proper locks on their housing. And of course, this was increasing the feeling of falling victims for another deadly bullets. But despite this, Aminta, like David, is now a part of community-based activities, working for peaceful societies. And now she's working with maintaining a schoolyard that she, Aminta, and our local partners been able to retake the control from the gangs. And both David and Aminta's lives have been massively impacted by gangs. So what enables this territorial control of the organized crime groups? We say it is the weapons they have. Military-style assault weapons, AR-15s, AK-47, countless other kinds of handguns. Weapons that the gangs obtain illegally due to corruption, poor security during the transport and storage, free flow of arms. A free flow of arms that needs to stop. And this is not just in El Salvador. It's in every country, at least I can name. It's from Central America to Europe, to Southern Africa, to Northern America. And this is where Humanium Metal comes in, where the transformation starts. And a pretty good way to prevent that an unlawful arm ends up in the wrong hands is to destroy it completely. And with Humane Metal, we do exactly that. We partner with the relevant public authorities, weapon destructions. And this is so important, but it's also just the very, very first step. With Humane Metal, we go further, transforming the metal from the destruction into a stainless steel at a commercial scale, making it accessible for peaceful production. Together with artists, creators, activists, brands, we create watches, pens, jewelries, even sneakers, and art. Products that raises awareness on gun violence on a global scale. And the income that's going back to the communities that are impacted by gun violence, where the weapons origin from, where they're being destroyed. Supporting survivors like Aminta, like David, breaking up patterns of violence in youth programming, positive masculinities, human rights, non-violent communication. Allowing transformation of societies, direct contributing to Agenda 2030. We only have 8 years left until 2030. We have a global crisis on hand. The climate emergency, shrinking democracies, and we will see a rise in poverty, famines, and disasters. All of these will only cause more violence. And sometimes this can be overwhelming, wants you to hide, causing one to stop, inaction. But with Humane Metal, we do what we can, one gun at a time. Because every gun destroyed kicks off this vivid life cycle that Humane Metal is. So now you know the story behind the artwork, a piece that is calling for peace, with a strong symbol of the dove, and by the fact that it contains transformative action. The transformative action of Humane Metal to turn communities for killing into communities for peace. So this artwork that you'll be seeing behind me, you can showcase it outside. It's a unique copy created exclusively for this forum. It is being auctioned today via the Humane Metal website with the aim of raising money that will go back to the communities affected by gun violence. So I would like to thank you in advance to everyone who will be bidding to acquire this unique art piece, and by that, for being part of the transformation from a security crisis into an environment for peace. Thank you.